Melissa. This is my shop, Red Cat Melissiana, and I have a very interesting cellar where any number of people have sensed spirit activity. Some people sense it right here. Other people, when they descend into the cellar, when they get to the bottom of the steps, they often say the hair on the back of their neck and on their arms goes up. Sometimes this is as far as they make it. But others tell me that the cellar is full of spirits and they don't sense any evil or bad spirits, if you will, but that it's absolutely full of activity. The first person I remember talking to me about it was my electrician. Actually, my first electrician, because when he came downstairs, he was working evenings, kind of moonlighting, doing the electrical work. And he came down to the cellar with all of his equipment and very quickly came upstairs and told me he couldn't work here because he said it was just too busy downstairs. And I said, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "Do you have any idea how many spirits are down in that cellar?" So he bailed on me. And the next electrician didn't seem to have any issues. He had some electrical issues, but that's another story. I think the main place people sense things is at this door and then through this door, which is, you can see by our little sign, ask us about our Taos tunnels. And that's in through here. There's also a tunnel. If you go in through this opening and go to the right, there's a tunnel that goes to the plaza, to the bandstand. This door opens to a short flight of stairs, which ends up 3 doors away in my office.
Wow.
Now, I always say that I had never really sensed anything down here, but since we first talked, I realized a lot of times when I'm working here at night, I'll hear footsteps upstairs and I think somebody's in the shop. And I go upstairs, absolutely no one in my shop. I look in the gallery next door, nobody there. I look in the Stitching Girl entrance, nobody there. But there were definitely footsteps, and all the floors creak in this old building.
Yeah.
So something or someone was up there. I kind of chastised myself in the beginning that I didn't sense anything because it was so annoying that I didn't.
Oh my God!
Oops.
Look at that.
Or the green dots.
There it is.
I guess there is some activity.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh my God!
The parking lot, the Guadalupe Plaza parking lot, was built over.
They're all coming in like they want to talk to us.
The Catholic Church was in that cemetery, and the cemetery were in the parking lot before it burned, and they paved over the cemetery for the parking lot. So I would think that there were probably lots of spirits in the parking lot cemetery, and I always figure if I was a spirit, I'd want to hang out here too, because it's kind of a fun place to hang out. But like I was going to say before we saw all that activity, I used to chastise myself that I didn't feel anything, and then I remembered, it's kind of a little story. My father used to always tell all my prospective boyfriends, "You better watch out for this one. She's a left-handed Gemini with a widow's peak, and she had all kinds of ancestors at Salem who swam and made it." So maybe I just feel a kindred sense of you know, spirit with the entities down here, because I always feel, to me, it's kind of comforting, and I never feel alone or lonely, but I've never felt threatened either. So maybe I'm just kind of part of the gang. But that was cool.
Yeah, there was a lot, and they all came into the middle.
Yeah.
Now, does that always happen when you take out?
No.
I got a call.
We usually only have like 1, maybe 2. that was like
Eliza?
at least 20.
She gotta show
You
Eliza.
need to come down here and watch what's happening. Well, when
So-
she first did that, I mean, this whole screen had green dots going on.
Wow. Now they're all like shy. So is there a way to know like the nature of them? Because I always address them as "Good morning, girls," or
We
"Good night,
we
ladies."
can probably find out about that when we actually do the investigation.
Now, I did have a woman who came here once, kind of strange. Did you guys ever meet Mrs. Santa Claus?
No.
Her name's also
I did
Melissa,
once as a child.
but she's a little peculiar. But anyway, she came down here and she said that she had a long conversation with a young woman and a child.
Here they come.
And
Here
that
they come, here
Oh
they
my
come.
God.
Keep telling the story.
if I wanted her to, she could perform an exorcism. And I said, no, these are like part of the shop. These are like,
Oh my
God.
God.
Giving me
I
goosebumps.
know.
People that we want here.
I mean, unless they
And
want to
they're
go
totally
somewhere
welcome.
else, it's okay.
So
but-
we
Hi,
were very
everybody.
pleased
Oh, the
to
dog
have,
came, too.
yeah, look.
Oh.
Obviously, they like being here.
I like stories, too.
So we did not allow Mrs. Santa Claus to perform an exorcism.
No, heavens no.
And they are very
Oh, my
welcome
gosh.
here, and we love having them on.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
they
I
make
just
the
want to know
place.
how to address them, you know, like, because I come down and I'm "Good morning, girls," and we, you know, chat and.
Okay, maybe
That's what it means.
Maybe.
Because I've never seen it act like.
I've never
that
seen
reading?
that before.
It usually detects like all kinds of stuff. Like there's EMF detection and it just detects like other things in the air. So that's what it's
It
doing
doesn't
right now.
detect dust?
No,
Good, because we
It
have
just
lots of that
stops.
going on.
it just stops.
It's so dense right now.
That's like a hug, right?
The first person, according to what I've been told, who was in this building was an attorney by the name of Sanchez, and he lived here and had his office here, and he used to have poker games that went on for weeks in the cellar, and that's the reason for the huge fireplace, and apparently they used to roast goats and baby pigs in the fireplace during all these poker games. When I first got the building, the tunnel area was full of law books from like New Mexico law books from 1898 to like 1905. So the only person I could think of who'd appreciate those was Albert Sims. So he came over and took all of the New Mexico law books. And then another funny story is in the 60s, this was House of Pizza, where people could come and bring their own beer and wine, and pizzas were made in this middle room. And a lot of the locals thought they were a hippie element, and in the 60s, hippies weren't real popular here. And the story was that they'd shoot out the front windows, and when I planted my garden out in front, I found all kinds of bullet casings, which I still have out in front to save. And kind of the last story is Bill Davis, the photographer, used to have his studio in the cellar. And I asked him at a party once, I said, Bill, I know you had your studio in the cellar and you used to work all night. I said, do you ever remember any spirits being down there? And he thought for a minute, and he said, every night. And he said, and they were all named Jack Daniels.
All names.